Viewers, this wasn't just choreography. This was chemistry. This was carefully crafted diplomacy. Diplomacy that has ensured that Israel offers India full technology transfer for the Iron Dome and Iron Beam. Not a sale, a transfer. Joint production, domestic manufacturing, integration into India's multi-layered air defense grid. And $8.6 billion in defense agreements are expected to be formalized during this visit. Remember, Israel has never transferred this technology to anyone. Not the United States, not the UK, not Germany. India is the first nation which is receiving it. However, none of this does the opposition find impressive. They wanted the Prime Minister to raise the issue of Gaza. They have also accused the Prime Minister of surrender. And in this Dosti, they see an Epstein angle.
ये जो पार्ट 2 हो रहा है ना इजराइल का, ये भी नरेंद्र मोदी का बेचारे का खुद का फैसला नहीं है। ये मैं अब उनको ब्लेम कर दूं, अच्छा नहीं। देखिए, इसमें एप्स्टीन साहब की जिम्मेदारी, इसमें इस लॉबी की जिम्मेदारी। ये जो नच बलिए का सीजन 2 है, इसका भी डायरेक्टर जो है वो नच बलिए, तो आप समझ रहे हैं, क्योंकि एक मेल आई थी कि नाचा गाया जो भी, इसके भी डायरेक्टर एप्स्टीन है।
अगर जरा सी भी नैतिकता और साहस हो तो गाजा के अंदर मारे गए मासूम बच्चों के बारे में बात करें। हमारी विदेश नीति पूरी तरह से फिलिस्तीन को यूनाइटेड नेशन में समर्थन कर रही है, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री में साहस नहीं है, प्रधानमंत्री कमजोर है।
इजराइल के दौरे पर वो दे के क्या आ रहे हैं, लेके क्या आ रहे हैं? क्या यूएस जैसी कोई जो डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के साथ आत्मसमर्पण वाली डील की है, क्या ऐसी कोई डील करने जा रहे हैं? गाजा पे उनका क्या रुख है, फिलिस्तीन पर उनका क्या रुख है? इन सारी बातों को प्रधानमंत्री जी को बताना पड़ेगा।
अफसोस की बात है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी या कुछ और पार्टियां जो हैं वो इतनी न्यूसेंस और नॉनसेंस की बातें करते हैं। कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि प्रधानमंत्री जी विदेश जा रहे हों या विदेश में हों और आप उन पे जो है वो सवाल करें, उस पर सियासत करें। ये बैड टेस्ट में
हम सबको जरूर समझना चाहिए कि हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी में जहां निर्णय लेने की क्षमता है, वहां निर्णय को एग्जीक्यूट कराने का दम भी है। तो कम से कम हमारी सरकार या हमारी पार्टी किसी अन्य व्यक्ति के गाइडेंस की मोहताज नहीं है। तो ये जो बिना मांगे सलाह दी जाती है, ये इसलिए दी जाती है क्योंकि राजनीतिक रूप से कांग्रेस पूरे देश में अब गैर प्रासंगिक हो गई है। कांग्रेस कर्त में जा रही है।
Let's open this up and take it across to our guest, Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP. Amit Raina, activist, joining us from Delhi. With us is Tausif Shah, senior leader of the PDP. Also with us is Asif Sohail, political analyst. But my first question is to advocate Nikhil Jain. Nikhil Jain, at the end of the day, when the Prime Minister of India is addressing the parliament of another country, whichever country it may be, and the opposition may have issues with that particular relationship, and that's always, it's fair game to question the government. But on a day when he's landing in that country, addressing the parliament, invoking Epstein, talking about I.N.D.I, is that really something that is merited? And is that in good taste at all?
Madhav, the Prime Minister makes a foreign visit practically every single month. There is a foreign event or an international event happening in India practically every single month. What do you really expect the opposition to do? Never talk about anything because the Prime Minister is visiting a foreign country or because there's an international event. What the Congress party is raising are very, very valid questions that for decades, through successive governments of the BJP and the Congress, we have maintained a single stand that Palestine and Israel both have the right to exist. Both shall be states without the interference of the other. However, in the Modi government, the government has deviated from that stand, and the revelations in the Epstein files are showing this dirty nexus between I.N.D.I, a Mossad agent, and Israeli Prime Minister. Has the government issued a strong condemnation of the genocide that is being carried out by Israel on the Gaza Strip? Has the government talked about the tens of thousands of people, children and women and civilians being killed?
Are you not aware of the government signing a UN statement condemning Israeli settlement, expansion and reiterating support for the 67 Palestinian territories on the 19th of February? Are you not aware of that?
Madhav, please point out a direct condemnation by the government of India or a direct concern being expressed to the Israeli leadership by the government of India on the actions that
Charu Pragya will answer your question, but I'll just ask you another counter question. Just earlier this month, the Prime Minister met the Palestinian former Foreign Minister, reaffirmed India's support for Palestinians at the India-Arab Foreign Ministers meeting. India's aid to Palestine has reached $80 million over the last 11 years, according to the government. It has voted in favor of Palestine at the United Nations on multiple occasions. So where is the change of stand as far as the Indian government is concerned?
Yeah. Ganesh, I'm sorry, Madhav, so far as I remember, there was a particular occasion when the UN was coming out with the resolution on condemning the...
What thing? Tell us, remember, I have given you 3 facts. Please tell me the specific occasion which you are referring to.
Give me a short while, I'll answer on that. When India chose to abstain while along with countries like South
take your
Korea,
time. You Google that answer, you find out, you do your research. But meanwhile, the question that you posed to BJP, let Charu Pragya answer that.
Just one thing to be clear. Madhav. You were saying that there is no stand in the Indian position.
You please come up with your facts, then we'll get to that point. You've asked a question of BJP, let Charu Pragya answer that now.
Madhav, good evening. Today the world is watching PM Modi's visit to Israel, and that is because 2 ancient civilizations are meeting, and they are both built on such common values through conflict, and they have emerged stronger. They have technological ties, they've got defense ties, we've got agricultural ties, and the welcome that Modi ji got in Israel today speaks for itself. In fact, I think that is one of the reasons that Congress is so irked today. That and the fact that they are all intellectually bankrupt now. They do not understand that when India votes twice in 2023 and 2024 in UNGA in favor of Palestine, it basically establishes the fact that we believe in the 2-nation theory. Modi ji has made changes to this relationship that we never saw before. In 2017, this was the first ever visit of an Indian Prime Minister to Israel, and we have de-hyphenated both the nations. We stand by both. We've got independent relations with both. Not just de-hyphenated, I think. We have decolonized the mindset that ruled the relations with that part of the world for the longest time, because today we boast a fantastic relationship not just with Israel but also with the Arab world. Tell me a time in the past when it has been this strong, whether it is Saudi Arabia or the UAE or Qatar. And I think that's become a pain point for the Congress party. Today we are not non-aligned, we are multi-aligned, we are self-aligned. We look at our nation's interests. When we get more details about the MOU India will be signing, I think it's going to be something which is going to be a game changer. There would be technology transfer, I'm hoping. And as more news rolls out and you update us, Madhav, we'll talk about it. But at the end of the day, why is it that India's rise, India's importance, India's position in the world today troubles the Congress so much? I mean, what is the problem? Even today, they're talking about issues which are not relevant to this bilateral. Tell me, how is it relevant? And what kind of statements are you making, Nikhil? Do you not even do basic study?
Nikhil Jain,
Charu, can I please answer
your response to that? Nikhil, let me ask you a simple question. You know, you're saying that
this is a report from the Hindu.
One second. Ladies and gentlemen, just a second, please calm down. My question to Nikhil Jain, please. Nikhil Jain, it is, and I'm quoting Jawaharlal Nehru here. He has said, while recognizing Israel, we would have recognized Israel long ago because Israel is a fact. We refrain because of our desire to not offend the sentiments of our friends in the Arab countries. So was that foreign policy or a mere convenient position that was taken at that point of time by the Congress party? Because the same Congress party later on under Narasimha Rao gave full recognition to Israel.
Madhav, sometimes I think you forget that the circumstances under which we got independence. We were a country that was about 2% of the global GDP. We were a country where only 13% of the population was literate. We were a country that just came out of colonial shackles, and the entire world said that this country cannot survive with so many languages, cultures, and this and that. Yet, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and the Congress Party and the governments of the time, they pioneered the non-aligned movement. They gave India the strength that it has today on the international forum. A lot of compromises, a lot of diplomacy, a lot of maneuvering had to be done in order to do that.
No, that is all very laudable. He set up the IITs, he set up ISRO, put us in the atomic program. All that is laudable. I agree with you. But what does that have to do with the hypocrisy surrounding Israel's diplomatic recognition?
No, first of all, I never talked about IITs, IIMs or any of that.
I'm adding to your list. I'm adding to your list. I'm making your point.
Thank you so
Now,
much.
please answer the question on Israel.
I am answering the question on Israel. First of all, I could not recall the resolution earlier. This is the proof of that. June 13, 2025, it is a report from the Hindu, when India was among the only 13 countries that abstained from a UN General Assembly resolution calling for a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. India abstained from it despite voting for a similar thing 6 months ago. Voting in favor of a similar resolution 6 months ago. In 25, the government actually abstained from it. So the resolutions that you talk about are the prior resolutions of 23 and 24. In 25, the latest position of India is to abstain from it. So far as Jawaharlal Nehru's policy on recognition of Israel is concerned, let's not forget that Israel is a state that got recognition by other world countries at a much later stage because of the very sort of troublesome genesis of the very state. These Jewish people were settled by the Brits in a place that was not their native land for centuries. Now, one can argue that thousands of years ago they have this Jerusalem civilization.
What should have been done? What should India should have done in that point of time, according to you?
India should not have picked up a beef with Arab countries, with South Asian partners, with the Western partners, which is exactly what India did. We were taking part, or rather we were pioneering and spearheading the non-aligned movement. That is how we were able to maintain good relations with countries across the world, unlike the Modi government, which has managed to start relations with their immediate neighbors, whether it is Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Myanmar.
Okay.
You have to make compromises.
Well, I don't think, the point is we have not abandoned our Arab countries. The Prime Minister is very much visiting the Middle East, continues to do so even as we speak, and has done so in the past several months as well. So your assumption that we have somehow dumped the Arab world is, I don't think, backed up by facts. But let Amit Raina come in. Amit Raina, diplomacy has been a disaster if you believe Nikhil Jain. He says that the Arab world, India's neighborhood, everything, the diplomacy has completely failed in all those aspects. Do you agree with him? Please respond.
Shalom and namaste to everyone on the show. I think thanks to Pradhan Mantri Modi for keeping India's interests foremost and not listening to people who have agendas which are independent of India's growth and India's prestige. The echoes of Modi, the highest award in the legislature of Israel, will definitely give sleepless nights to many who believed that by sending semi-naked men to a global summit will make Shehzada into Shehenshah. And I honestly think that Prime Minister Modi should have, while he did mention about Gaza Peace Initiative, he did mention India's support to Gaza Peace Initiative. I personally believe that he should have spoken more about how Israel, how inspired we are as a nation, how Israel has tackled terrorism, how it has gone to any level to exterminate people who are part of a rogue state, who indulge in terrorism, who are germinators of terrorism. And we should also thank them for inspiring us to stand and to challenge and to grow in an hostile environment where you are surrounded by the enemy nations and you still grow and prosper. So I think it's an inspiration, and we should thank Israel in their legislature, saying that thank you for inspiring us. The two entities which are genuinely worried with the successful Israeli-Indo meet that is happening right now are the two entities, is the deep state of Pakistan and the Congress party in India. They're the two entities which are genuinely worried about a successful Israel-Indo meet.
Okay, let me come across to other panelists as well. Tausif Shah, I want you to come in. When the Prime Minister comes out and very strongly condemns the role of terror, when he comes out to say that nothing and no cause can justify the murder of civilians, nothing can justify terrorism. India has endured the pain of terrorism. We remember 26/11 Mumbai attacks and innocent lives lost, including Israeli citizens. Like you, we have a consistent and uncompromising policy of zero tolerance for terrorism with no double standards. Terrorism destabilizes society, blocks development, erodes trust. Counting terrorism requires sustained and coordinated global action because terror anywhere threatens peace everywhere. What is objectionable about this statement? And when such a significant statement is being given by the Prime Minister, why are we seeing opposition parties come out linking it to Epstein files, so on and so forth? This is a big moment for India and Israel and the ties of these two countries.
Very good evening, Mr. Madhavan, and to all of the panelists. As someone from Jammu and Kashmir, a region that understands the conflicts, sufferings, and the militarization, I cannot be indifferent to the civilian deaths anywhere. But I also understand the responsibility that comes with the statecraft. What exactly we like our Prime Minister, that when our Prime Minister addresses the Israeli parliament, the world will listen. The question is not whether he criticizes Israel, the question is whether he reiterates India's commitment to civilian protection and a two-state solution. Why this matters, the perspective, this is, look, we in J&K, as I already said that, somebody from the J&K has already seen the consequences of these prolonged conflicts. Dialogues and political solution also matter, and militarized narratives alone do not resolve the disputes. We need to see that diplomacy does not mean silence.
Kashmir is not Jammu and Kashmir is
It
not
means
Gaza.
diplomacy.
Do not try to equate Jammu and Kashmir with Gaza, please.
Yeah,
please,
what is the comparison of Jammu and Kashmir with
I
Gaza?
also come from Jammu and Kashmir. I have also seen genocide of people in Jammu and Kashmir, right under your party.
Speak on your time, sir.
No, you don't
intervene.
You talk about genocide, your own party, your party leaders permitted genocide in Jammu and Kashmir. You have no business talking about genocide. You are a party which is responsible for genocide of Hindus in Jammu and Kashmir.
Very bad taste what you said. You said.
No, it is a perfect statement.
Let me quote you. I didn't want to quote you.
You may not like it. People don't like truth.
Just let me please quote you. Let me please quote you. You said that you should keep your interests more better than the people. So what have you learned from the Hinduism? Did your Bhagwan Ram keep his interests?
No. Let's not make this about religions, please.
When he left,
this is not correct. No. Please. Tausif Shah, I think this is really crossing the line now. You know, it's one thing to create political arguments, but let's not bring in religion into this. But Tausif Shah, it is a fact. You cannot compare what's happening with Gaza with what's happening in Jammu and Kashmir. The stated position of India is that there will be no kind of talks, no kind of terror, and yet your parties like yours continue to allow or advocate for talks with Pakistan, even in a situation like this. What is the comparison even?
Give me 10 seconds more. Let me complete my sentence, what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say is that diplomacy does not mean silence, it means calibrated expression. Reaffirming humanitarian principles is not confrontation, it's a responsible global leadership. Yes, we agree that we are getting a technology transfer. It's very good. That it's a very strong point that we are getting something that is dome, which can save our future, which can save us, which can save the people of. But we also need simultaneously that look, we can have a friendship with the people, and we can say that you're doing wrong. This doesn't mean what some of the panelists in the show said, that we should keep our interests ahead. We are thankful. What he said, that we are thankful to, he is thankful.
So whose interest should we keep ahead then? If not our own, whose interest should be ahead?
No, it should always be there. But we should simultaneously speak. If we find that our friend is doing something wrong, this is not a good thing.
So India, the Prime Minister himself has just said the Gaza peace initiative endorsed by UN Security Council offers a pathway. India has expressed its firm support for the initiative. We believe that it holds a promise of trust and durable peace for all the people of the region, including by addressing the Palestine issue. What is wrong with this statement, Asif Sohail? Is this not an endorsement of peace in Palestine?
माधव, देखिए, जब इंसानियत जल रही है, मिट रही है, खामोश रहना भी जुल्म है। देखिए, गाजा में क्या हुआ, फलस्तीन में क्या हुआ, आप भी जानते हैं। कितने बच्चे मरे हैं, कितने शहीद हुए, उसके ऊपर हर कोई जानता है। जब मुल्क के प्राइम मिनिस्टर, प्रधानमंत्री जब वहां पर पहुंचे हैं इजराइल को, वो उन्होंने ही बोल रहे हैं, ये पूरा भारत मुल्क बोल रहा है। अगर ये खामोश है तो इसका मतलब ये है कि जुल्म जो हो रहा है उसके ऊपर भारत खामोश है। ये गलत बात है। देखिए, आज भी भारत जो सो इजराइल
तो भारत ने जितने वोट दिए हैं यूनाइटेड नेशंस जनरल असेंबली, वो सब गलत है। उसमें भारत की आवाज नहीं निकली थी उस समय।
वही बोल रहा हूँ ना सर। देखिए सर, देखिए, गाजा को बोलने के लिए आपको ना मुसलमान होना है, ना हिंदू होना है, ना सिख होना है, आपको इंसान होना है पहले, गाजा और फलस्तीन के लिए। और हम बराबर आखिरी सांस तक जो सो हमारा।
सर, मैं भारत सरकार के पोजीशन की बात कर रहा हूँ। क्या भूल गए यूएनजे में क्या हुआ है? यही सवाल निखिल जैन से पूछा था मैं थोड़ी देर पहले।
मुल्क का प्रधानमंत्री, मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ, मुल्क का प्राइम मिनिस्टर भारत से बड़ा नहीं होता है। भारत से अगर देखिए वो खामोश बैठे हैं तो पूरा हिंदुस्तान खामोश बैठने की बात है, तो वो बोलना चाहिए था।
खामोश कहाँ है? चारू प्रज्ञा, क्विक रिस्पॉन्स।
यहाँ पे
क्विक रिस्पॉन्स फ्रॉम चारू प्रज्ञा बिफोर वी रैप अप द शो। चारू प्रज्ञा।
Yes, may I please? Gentlemen, enough of the din and not enough concrete conversation. Because I would like to remind you that under Congress, India was always hesitant about its international relations, defensive even, and afraid of upsetting someone. Madhav just gave the example of the statement Pandit Nehru had made. Today, under Modi ji's leadership, India speaks confidently to Tel Aviv and to Riyadh, to Moscow and to Moscow and to Washington, to London, to Paris. So that is the difference between then and now.
Okay.
And you are not debating foreign policy here. I think everybody sits here and just gossips about international issues while India is negotiating strategic partnerships from a position of strength.
All right, let's leave it there, Charu Pragya. The point is this: it's a huge moment diplomatically, any which way you look at it. Should domestic politics be overriding the larger international concerns? We leave our viewers to judge that. But Charu Pragya, Amit Raina, Nikhil Jain, Tausif Shah, Asif Sohail, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening.